Beginning. Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Superflat survival world. It's episode 4, and at the last video, I stopped and went away and left myself AFKing with a lot of trees that weren't grown yet, and this is the outcome of this. I'm currently just getting all the trees cut down because I need the oak logs because I'm very short. And I don't want to use my acacia wood to create chests, sticks, and whatnot, because I would rather use that and put it towards building than actual stuff that I could just use oak for that doesn't actually change the appearance. I know there are mods out there that can technically do that, but I'm wanting to keep this as vanilla as possible. However, I am on Irish shaders, but just cutting down trees because of the fact that I understand that the inventory building that we have currently is too small to be able to fit every single item in the game in, and because of that, I'm going to need to at some point build a new storage area, building or whatever, and I really want to make it look good. And this will just help me be able to make a lot of chests, because chests, believe it or not, are actually really expensive to make, because out of each stack of wood, so to get a stack of oak, you need 16, or to get a stack of oak planks, you need 16 logs. However, due to that, you can only make 8 chests per stack, which is really expensive, especially when you're making a really big farm. So here we're just going to go to our inventory area, and first we're going to take a stop at the sugarcane farm that's been working while I was out as well. We have a good amount of sugarcane, but we're going to deposit our 58 oak logs into the chest and go outside. So essentially what we're going to be doing is mostly in the overworld today, or if not all of it's in the overworld today, and it's really just going to be checking up farms today, planting, filling in the parts of farmland that are not necessarily covered yet. As you can see me taking out the current amount of beetroots to get beetroot seeds and the whatnot. So I will leave you to enjoy this quick montage, I guess. Okay, so all but I guess one crop of beetroot has been taken up, and now my inventory is full because I really haven't emptied it out. My inventory management sucks, by the way. But we're just going to start planting the beetroot, and we're going to fill the whole entire section in with the seeds. Because beetroot at the moment is actually helpful for us, because of the fact that I have a bone meal, I guess, a semi AFK machine, where you stick the whatever you want to compost in the top chest, and it will then go through a hopper into a composter, and it will automatically compost for you, so you don't have to keep manually clicking on it, which makes it really easy, I think, to be able to run it through. And it also helps if you really need a quick fix of like logs of wheat, carrots, and if you also want to add in like grass decorations and make it look more natural looking, the option is always there to just bone meal it and get it over with it quickly, instead of just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting until it grows, which would probably lead to more wandering around than what you really have to do. Um, as we just plant these, there's also additional positive, I guess, for using beetroot, and that's the fact that one of the foods you could give villagers to, I guess, make them breed or something like that, is beetroot. And unlike the next two levels of it, which the second level is carrots and the third level is wheat, I don't have a villager that has beetroot trades. So really the only use of it currently would be for uh, make to breed villagers. And I could always keep the beetroots that I get that the villagers don't take in a chest and wait until I do get one. And I probably will be able to get a lot of emeralds from this farm because of the amount of beetroot that it produces. Yes, it's not as the amount that carrots produce. However, I'm more caring about the seeds of the beetroot because of the benefactor that it can produce a lot of bone meal, which is really helpful in the early and mid game, and I guess also in the late game with automatic tree farms. So we get cut to the morning, and we have roughly 3 stacks and a bit more of beetroot as we will wander outside. And we're gonna go running towards the sheep pen. However, we're going to just go to the crafting table, see what we could craft, look into it or whatever. Uh, it's very clear that that's a lot of villagers that I could breed to that, because you only need 24 to breed 2 villagers, or well, breed a villager. So now we're gonna cut down the pumpkins. Because my farmer villager also has pumpkin trades, so I've been stacking up on pumpkins for quite a bit now. And I probably will create a dedicated pumpkin farm because it's really not working on the sugarcane, and I'm probably just going to destroy the sugarcane at this point because of the fact that we have an automatic sugarcane farm, and it produces a lot more than that can. An hour probably, because I don't have to manually come back and come forth and come back and come forth. But it's still helpful at this point in time because of the fact that I'm not necessarily, let's just say, quite ready to transition. And also, I still need this because both of my librarians have paper trades, and I'm still trying to level up the second librarian that I have at the moment to master. However, paper will also become helpful once I get an elytra and can make fireworks, because paper is required in the making of fireworks. So the more I stockpile on sugarcane now, will mean the less I have to focus on getting sugarcane to make paper. I just have to focus on getting gunpowder from either a mob farm, or from just killing gas. I think I drop gunpowder as well, I believe, or by just killing creepers in the wild. So we just deposit our beetroot that we had finally into the beetroot chest in our inventory area. We come back and we go into our we look into our wood stocks. We're pretty good on wood, and we're just gonna collect carrots now. Okay, so the carrot planting, harvest, and planting is done, and we got a good bit of carrots. Carrots are usually one of the higher uh, output crops, I guess you could call them. Um, Besides to potatoes, in which I'm debating on putting the tomato or not tomatoes, they're red potatoes on on a fourth level, um, because of the fact that they are very good with food. Let's just say that. However, our farmer has carrot trades, in which I kind of want to get a second farmer, because of the fact that if he does have carrots, it will give me more options to get more emeralds, really. And in the end, I think it shouldn't be too difficult. I think to do that, all I have to do is just get another composter and breed another villager, and that should be fine. But we then go back over here. We check to see if his trades is refreshed, which he hasn't. Unfortunately, because you can only trade with him twice a day, which I think is completely stupid. But we then deposit our excess carrots into the storage. And due to the fact it is night, we head home, and get into bed and wait for the next day. So that's what we do. We run, and it's the next morning. As you can see, I've struggled for food, by the way. Ever since I usually always loot if there is wheat hay bales in villagers. I usually always loot that first because it's a great starting resource for wheat. However, unfortunately, you still have to find new ways of getting wheat, which thankfully in Superflat, all you have to do is just bone meal the ground and you get ferns and long grasses. So we get pumpkins, bring those in, and all you have to do to get seeds is basically just destroy grasses and basically then plant, pick up, and then plant and pick up and do that about 1,000 times, and you can get as much wheat as possible. So we deposit our pumpkins into the chest. We have close to 2 stacks almost. However, it's not necessarily close so far. So yeah, and then we just break these sugarcane because you can never have enough sugarcane. Because you have villager trades and you have rockets you have to make at some point. So just making paper. Well, it's for making paper, but we're just stockpiling it at this point, basically. So then we put the sugarcane that we have in the chest. We already have a fair bit of sugarcane, to be honest with you, but I hope that probably. And then here we're doing basalt because again, I kind of want to build something that uses basalt, uses blackstone. I break the block there, and then I do the long line again. And really, the block that so far has really looked good on a lot of these builds, especially inside the inventory area, has been polished basalt. And it's not really that hard to get. All you have to do is put it into a what do you call it? A rock cutter, stone cutter, and it looks really good. So we just got one pumpkin from that haul, except now we have around 104, I guess. Check the white wool section. I take out wool. I'm trying to see if I can make string at this point, basically, which I can't, unfortunately. I takes the carrots out as I'm gonna try to trade with the villager again. This time, hopefully, successfully, because of the fact that I really, 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 really want a good trade. And also, there's most of the villagers are really good, so I just basically just trade up everything I have really quickly. I don't really take in. I just spam click basically until he gets mad at me and he won't accept anything else anymore. But I run out of enough carrots, so I then I go to the toolsmith, the novice toolsmith, and I trade with him for some stone hoes because you can never have enough because of the fact that I am farming and it requires a lot of stone hoes. So I then go to my inventory area after I deposited all the stone hoes. I come here and I basically just take as much iron as I take about 3 stacks of iron and bring it to that toolsmith villager in order to essentially just try to get his experience up as fast as possible, which it wasn't too hard because of the fact that he was basically already 3/4 away there. I had to wait a while for him to for the trade to refresh, which kind of was annoying, but it's a part of the game mechanic, so I can't really talk too much about that. But I go back to him. He still doesn't have it, unfortunately. I could use the efficiency iron axe, however, don't really think about that. But we're gonna wander around and wait for the villager to be able to accept its trade, which I'm clearly disappointed this time. But I break these 2 blocks here because of the fact that that's a safety issue, in my opinion. So no villager makes it to the villager breeder, really. And to fill time, I go back to mining basalt. Again, we're pretty well stocked on basalt at this current point in time. And we watch the basalt generator generate basalt basically at this point. But at this point, I yet again go back to the same villager and he still can't accept the trade, which again is incredibly unfortunate. And just I have 12 emeralds at this point. The thing is, I'm trying to get as much emeralds as possible at some point, and then I notice that it's getting dark, so I go back inside and I go to bed. And it's the next morning, and I check my inventory, everything like that. So essentially, I immediately go right to the same toolsmith villager, and it says refresh, probably because I did it midday or whatever. But I see a pumpkin that can be harvested, so I go harvest the pumpkin, and then I take it basically immediately to the storage building, and I put it in there. And essentially, what is important at this point is basically just trying to hog resources. I'm really focusing heavily on resources that villagers used to trade. Go here, still not working. He still hasn't refreshed his trade yet. I checked my iron farm. There's a good bit of iron in there at the moment. I'm still trying to get him to trade, so I check it, and he's finally refreshed it. So I basically just immediately run him out of town. He upgrades again, and I basically he's already expert, so he's immediately going to get promoted to master. And I just keep clicking to see when he's going to update. I get a stone axe from him, and that's enough for him to be promoted to master. And I get an efficiency one unbreaking one pickaxe from him, which is really good at this point in time because I don't have an enchanting table or anything. So I then go to the cleric. I get 5 glowstone for my efforts to upgrade him to expert. And through that, I get an ender pearl trade, which is really nice. And it's not the cheapest thing in the world, but it's still pretty good. It's going to be hard to fill the 9 water bottle or glass bottle, I guess. I get a piece of 3 lapis lazuli ore, I guess. And it's really easy. I think we can now actually begin to enchant stuff. And that's the end of episode 4. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And the Discord will be linked in the description. Bye.